and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our Tuesday night live broadcast where we are here every single Tuesday night giving you tips to help you on your weight loss journey, help you succeed, help make it simpler, help make it easier, more effective, impactful, and actually long lasting. Have you ever gone on one of those weight loss journeys or you did something to lose weight and you just did some diet and then when you stopped doing it, you went and gained it all back? Me too. I did that a lot. And what we're going to be talking about tonight was one of those things that I just blindly believed, because as an overweight person, I was actually morbidly obese, topping the scale at 288 pounds. I did not know a lot about nutrition. I didn't know a lot about weight loss. And so when I would hear something from somebody who had results, or when I would read something or see, I would just be like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Let me try that. Never like expanding on it, never researching it, never actually ever checking to see if it made sense. And this, what we're going to talk about tonight, is one of those things that I heard somewhere. I blindly ran down that path. I did it. Now imagine my shock and my surprise when I actually started losing weight almost 8 years ago, and I started having some success. Once I lost 161 pounds, started helping other men and women lose weight. I have a passion for helping people get unstuck, for helping people cross over from stress and striving and struggling and failing to succeeding. And weight loss and health happens to be one of those areas that I'm extremely passionate about. One of those areas that I feel like I was held down and held back for so long. And, I don't know, it affected so many areas of my life that now in this new season, it's like, no, if somebody wants to get unstuck and wants to be comfortable and confident in their own skin, well, by golly, I want to help them. And so one of the things that I had heard that I did for a very long time is I had heard somebody somewhere talk about the idea of grazing, the idea of breaking your food into a bunch of smaller meals and eating all throughout the day. And I did this for a lot of years. And as I started to cross over and have success in weight loss and really study what is it that helps somebody lose weight, because in the world of weight loss, health, that whole world, there's a lot of experts, and I'll say experts loosely because whatever, I'll leave that right there. But there's all kinds of conflicting information. One expert says, do this. One expert says, do that. And then another expert says it completely contradicts this other expert. Well, one of the things, and so I started digging into this world and I was like confused. I was like, wait, this expert said this, but this expert's saying that. That makes no sense. Like, what in the world? Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And one of the biggest things I found out to losing weight was it's really simple. Calories in and calories out. Now, sure, the calories that you're eating, it would be awesome if they were nutritionally dense, packed foods. But there's a dude that went and did a documentary where he ate nothing but McDonald's, but he was in a calorie deficit and he still lost weight. Now, is that, the best calories, the biggest bang for your buck? No, it's not. I'm not advocating junk food or crap or McDonald's. But what I'm saying is the biggest contributing factor to losing weight is being in a calorie deficit. And I really think where this whole movement started, we have the hangry movement, where people are skipping meals and they get too hungry and all of that. And that is a real thing. That is a real thing. When your body gets hungry, it produces the hormone, hold on. I always mispronounce it. Ghrelin. You know how there's just some words that just give you a freaking hard time? That is one of them for me. Anyway. So when you skip, when you're actually snacking a lot and you're grazing all throughout the day, it can actually jack up your hormones. And your hormones are what communicate with your body to tell you that you're hungry, you're not hungry, you're full, all of that. And so when somebody goes and they're just eating too much, it can jack up your body. Same thing when someone goes and they're not eating at all, that can also jack up. So there is a fine line both ways. There are extremes on both sides. That's what I will say. I think I land somewhere in the middle. of both extremes. I'm not extreme one. I mean, listen, there's people in this, on this earth that get all their food in inside of 2 hours a day. They fast 22 hours and they get all their calories in 2 hours. God bless them. I think that is amazing. I am not one of them. And then there's people that sleep 6 hours a night and they eat the other 18 hours. I probably used to be more towards that category. I've never tracked it, but I probably used to be somewhere along those lines back in my morbidly obese days. But here's what I'm going to tell you. What I do know about eating all throughout the day and about grazing is it can spike your blood sugar levels, which is not good for those of us that are overweight, who tend to be pre-diabetic or struggle with diabetes or have diabetes in our family and all of those things. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. I want to stick to what we're talking about tonight is, can snacking help me lose weight? Okay. And so here's what I will tell you about snacking and how you should be approaching your eating when it comes to losing weight. Okay. Again, the biggest thing when it comes to eating for weight loss is calories in and calories out. You have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. And it takes 3,500 extra calories in a deficit to lose 1 pound, which means if you want to lose 2 pounds a week, you have to be in enough of a deficit to be burning 7,000 calories more than what you're eating. Does that make sense? And when we actually eat more than what we're burning, that's where our body stores it as fat. So if we're burning 2,000 calories a day, but we're eating 2,400 calories, it takes those extra 400 calories that our body, because our body turns our food into energy, okay? And when we are eating more than the energy we're burning, it takes that extra food or energy and it stores it as fat because we didn't need it, we didn't use it. It's like if you overfill your gas tank on your car, the gas is going to spill all over the ground. The tank's only going to hold so much, and then the rest of it is wasted and it's gone. Okay. So here's been my formula for eating as far as when you should eat, when you should be snacking, how often, all of that. Okay. We're going to break that down in the next couple of minutes and then we're going to get off here. This is nothing that we need to spend 30, 40, 50 minutes on tonight. Like, we're going to get to the point, get it done, get out of here and go get some results. So you should have an eating window of anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, which means all of your food all the food you're eating for the day should be consumed in 8 to 12 hours. That should be, and some people call it a feeding window, an eating window. And what you're left with is a 12 to 16 hour fasting window, which means there's no food. You can have water, you can have black coffee, things that are 0 calories, but you're not consuming calories during those 12 to 16 hours. And when I first started losing weight 8 years ago, I jumped on like the 12-hour not eating. And I was like it just made sense to me, right? I was like, okay, after a couple months in doing some research, I'm a researcher. And I was like, all right, 12 hours, no food, like 12 hours to let my body break down, speed up my metabolism, process the food I'm eating, start eating the fat that has attached itself to my behind, get out of here, fat. And so I went to 12 hours. And ultimately, I worked myself down to an 8-hour eating window and a 16-hour fasting window because there's 24 hours in a day. So, but when I first started, my first meal would be at 8 a.m. and I would stop eating by 8 p.m. Then I went from that then to a 10-hour window. So I would start eating at 8 a.m. and then at 8 a.m. I would stop eating at 6 p.m. And now I'm somewhere, I start eating at 9 and I stop eating at 6. So I'm sorry, 10 and 6. So most days right now I'm between an 8 and 9 hour window that I eat. So here's how this should work. 3 meals a day and 1 snack. That is my breakdown for anybody who is just starting to lose weight. And you can, and typically that snack should be in between 2 of your bigger meals. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, you have 3 meals, 3 main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And where I would typically put the snack is either between breakfast and lunch or between lunch and dinner. Those would be the places where I would place that 1 snack. And you can break up, let's just say for simple numbers, you're eating 2,000 calories a day, okay? So if I was breaking up my meals, a really simple place for somebody to start would be to do 30% of your calories at your snack. 30% at breakfast, 30% at lunch, 30% at dinner, and have a 10% snack. So that would mean 200 calories for your snack. And then you would have roughly 600 calories for breakfast, 600 for lunch, 600 for dinner. If you're starting off at a 1200 calorie place, then you would have 120 calories for a snack. And let me look at my calculator here, because math in public, not my specialty. Whoops. 1200 minus 120 for a snack divided by 3. That means you'd have a 360 calorie breakfast, 360 calorie lunch, 360 calorie dinner, and 120 calorie snack. Now, you can actually change those around a little bit. Like you could do, what I do a lot is breakfast tends to be my biggest meal. So I use like 40% of my calories for breakfast. I like to put my carbs in my breakfast. And the crazy part is I never used to be a breakfast eater. Like I would skip breakfast, skip lunch, have some kind of junk food during the day, and have all my calories at night. I would have one giant meal with a couple snacks throughout the day. Like literally, I got morbidly obese by eating that way most of the time. Most of my calories were consumed in the evening, and I would only have a couple, of course, unhealthy snacks throughout the day, or I'd have nothing. And so it's crazy to me that I used to believe I wasn't a breakfast eater. I used to skip breakfast, not eat breakfast. And today, 40% of my breakfast is my biggest meal. I consume 40% of my calories for breakfast. And then I typically will have about, lunch is typically my smallest meal. So lunch will be 15%, dinner will be 20%, and then a 20% snack is typically what mine breaks down to. And so you can put those numbers however you want to put them but a snack, I would definitely recommend a good place to start is it being 10% of your calorie intake. And for me personally, when I first started, I would do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I would do a snack. We eat dinner early in my house. We eat dinner at 4 p.m. So I would do breakfast, let's just say at 8 o'clock. Then I would do lunch around noon. We would do dinner at 4. And then I would have a snack at 6 p.m. That was like, I can remember going outside. I had little tiny kids at the time. I had a newborn and a toddler. And I would go outside and they would be playing in the yard. And a common snack for me would be either apple and a Greek yogurt or a protein bar. Because a protein bar was like a healthy candy bar. And this girl can put down some candy bars. So I would go outside, I'd pull out my chair, and I would get out my protein bar, my 120, 140 calorie protein bar, and I would just 160 calories, whatever it would be. And I would sit out there and eat my protein bar. And most of the time that was my snack. And it was like my healthy candy bar. It got me the sugar fix. It got me the sweet fix. And then that would be all I would eat. I would drink water the rest of the evening. And then that was it. And so when it comes to snacking, when it comes to eating, when it comes to snacking to lose weight and eating every 3 to 4 hours, having your snack in the middle of a big meal is really the best formula for success. When it comes to long-term success, when it comes to keeping your metabolism burning as fast as possible, when it comes to not spiking your blood sugar levels, this is the formula that I have found personally and working with my clients that's going to help the most. Make sure you're drinking enough water. You should be drinking a minimum of half of your body weight in water. My clients are told to drink a gallon of water every single day. A gallon of water every single day. And most of them give me the same look that you just gave me. Wait, what? A gallon of water a day? But it's only because they're not used to drinking it. After the first week or so of feeling like their eyeballs are floating and they got to pee all the time, their body adjusts. And then most of them actually up it. Most of them go to like a gallon and a quarter, a gallon and a half because they get used to drinking it. Their body gets used to it. Their skin looks better. They feel better. They have more energy. And the truth is, most people on the planet are walking around dehydrated. Most people are walking around confusing hunger with dehydration because they have similar symptoms when you're dehydrated versus when you're just hungry. So 3 meals a day, 3 to 4 hours apart, one snack, and drink your water. And you will see the weight start to fall off. You will see the scale start to move. And the biggest thing is this is a system that is sustainable. You're not starving yourself. You're not eating nothing. And it's something that you can do for the rest of your life so that when you lose the weight, you can actually maintain it. So anyway, that is our Tuesday Night Live for this week. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't. Comment down below. If you know somebody who's overweight and they've struggled with this snacking, grazing thing, just like I used to, share this with them. This might be as eye-opening for them as it was for me all those years ago. And so anyway, thank you so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow here on the channel with an episode of The Biggest Transformation, where we are journeying with our season 3 cast on their journey to lose weight, kick these pesky freaking pounds to the curb. It's inspiring. It inspires me to watch these people like be so freaking brave and courageous and just get to the point where they're like, I'm done with this weight. This weight has got to go. I want the rest of my life to be the best of my life. Like, let's do this thing. And so anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great week.